You see 6 teams remaining. Whoever winds up getting dropped next, there's a placement point, another one! Oh my, Saf now with 5 limbs, and he's earned his team another point as well for placement. Saf continues to do it. He's dropping him down, Saf with another. Oh my God! Oh my God! Saf with the most ridiculous endgame moments brings his team from 1 limb to 8, and the victory royale. They might have just won.
On that game alone, the last 30 seconds.
The duo competition.
The last 30 seconds of the final match may have literally shifted them to first place and $27,000, Jack.
I don't know if I'm out of breath from the gameplay or because I'm overweight, but here it is again. Saf spraying, knocking players down.
The shots on Dementos on the drop-in, the fall damage eliminates him, but it counts for Saf. Every single shot in these last moments mattered, Jack. Every single shot.
That was one of the most clutch final moments I've ever seen when casting Fortnite. Oh my goodness. Whew. I got a little lightheaded there for a moment. That just blew me away. They were in contention, they were top 10. And I think because of that pop-off, they just won it all. Because of Saf's, what you just saw right there. What did I talk about? They're right there, right on the cusp, and then boom. Big bonus, victory royale. I mean, we're going to take a look at the standings, but I think they just did it. I think they actually just did it.
I don't think I've seen you as excited for an endgame match.
Because that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Here's our standings. Here's where we are. There's probably a reason I freaked out. And yeah, it's
Saf
because
Ronaldo!
Saf just clutched up and put his team on top to dethrone Tfue and Demo to take the top spot. They will be your duo champions here at the Secret Skirmish.
The only team to drop 30+ eliminations, a lead of 4 points, which in a format like this is absolutely massive, Jack. That big bonus, oh my gosh.
There they are, walking towards the backstage to hear their thoughts on the victory. Congratulations. I can't believe what I just saw. Can't believe what I just saw.
Absolutely ridiculous. The number of clutch plays. We saw a Rocket end up biting back and take J-Truth out of it. We saw a number of players in such clutch positions end up getting overpowered, overwhelmed. And we will hear from them in just moments.
Good job, guys. Jesus. Here they come backstage to speak with Kitty Plays, who gets to hear from our champions. My heart's still racing from that, Lupo. I cannot believe what just occurred, man.
You'll have to take a nap when this is all done, bud.
Yeah, I cannot believe what just happened. Kitty Plays, you see there, ready to go with our champions from the duo competition.
Hey guys, I was not expecting to be interviewing you guys so close together. Congratulations, you just won $27,000, taking the entire random duos competition. First of all, not being paired up with your partners, if you guys proved yourselves at TwitchCon, how did it feel playing with a new partner?
Honestly, I felt really lucky getting Saf, because Saf is a really good player. He made a lot of good calls there, played like crazy, got a bunch of kills, clutch up at the end. So I'm grateful for having Saf as my partner.
Yeah, you guys did absolutely amazing. I saw you blanketing the top and then you down below getting all those incredible shotgun kills. So what are you looking forward to in the future? Are you guys going to be playing together at all, do you think?
I got Zayt, so no.
Okay, so here we got a few of your guys' replays. Talk me through what happened.
I don't know. We just got a bunch of kills mid-round. Then last game, we were hyped and just got lucky and won.
Awesome. Can you tell me what you guys were thinking through this?
Again, like I said before, our play style of like playing till the end game, playing high ground, looking for picks, rotating in early, all that kind of just worked out. Everything like, I guess like the puzzles, all the pieces fit together, and everything's lined up. We got the win.
Yeah, you guys got 2 victory royales. Congratulations on the win today, amounting so many points, so many big bonuses. You guys played absolutely amazing. And what are you going to spend your money on? I know I asked him last time, but I know V-Bucks, but what are you going to be spending the prize pool on?
V-Bucks, Uber Eats, probably. That's it.
Great. That was a nice plug for them. Well, thank you guys so much. Congratulations on winning, and back to you guys.
Fantastic stuff. What a final moment. Again, still in shock from that, taking home the top spot. And guess what? You're going to be able to order a lot of Uber Eats with the money that they just won today.
Now, speaking of prizing there, we want to take a look at the entire standing list with what each duo took home from this duos competition. 6 matches. There you go, right at the top, Ronaldo and Saf, $27,000 richer. But that's not the only duo. Come away with some prizing today. J-Truth and Thwifo, $17,000. Tfue pushing even more into his prize pocket, $13,000 split with him and his teammate, Themo, this time around. Bizzle, Triggy, Poach and Tendons, Hartful and Nick Merckx, Blue T's 8, Anthony and Clarity, Cease and Lyrison, Bowman and Vivid. Your top 10 duos there, Jack.
Brilliant performances from everyone on the list. The crazy thing is, you thought you saw intensity and excitement today. Well, guess what? Tomorrow's a whole new day of 6 more matches. Tomorrow will be solos as well. The prize pool amplified even more. What is it?
$400,000.
$400,000 tomorrow on the line in just the solos competition. Ben, I've got to ask your biggest takeaways from day number 1.
It was interesting to see randomly chosen duos play so well together. The chemistry between these players is absolutely impressive. I had the opportunity to highlight a couple plays that I never thought I would see from 2 teammates who have never played together. We saw that multiple times today. Yeah. On top of that, the changes for 7.4 have really made some variety in the way that play styles have evolved. Now, I will say this. I literally was able to call the heavy sniper shot into Rocket multiple times. The second that happened, it was like I was reading their minds, or like you said, I've no-lifed Fortnite so hard that I dream about it. Either way, the plays happened almost as we called them, and it's nice to see that, you know, we have some variety. Yes. We've got some change-ups here. The planes are not absolutely dominating the game in ways that they have previously. You can't smash people out of their 1x1s anymore. Good luck out there. But you still see there's go-tos. Yes. And there are strategies that these players will still fall back onto because they're so powerful. And you don't see this kind of play. Yeah, I'll say this multiple times every time we get the chance. You don't see this kind of play in public matches. Nope. You only see this from competitive Fortnite players, and it shows why they're at the top, Jack.
Oh, for sure. Awesome, awesome update indeed. Absolutely loved casting today. Ben and I will be back tomorrow, but guess what? We're not the only ones on this team, as you know, to say a final goodbye for day number 1. We have the whole squad with Golden Boy on the floor.
Hey, thank you so much, Courage Lupo. What a conclusion there. Congratulations to Ronaldo and Saf. I said it on Twitter. I'll say it again. Saf, I want to be you when I grow up, buddy. I'm serious. Anyway, congratulations. They are your duo champions, but we still have plenty more Fortnite action left because tomorrow we're going to have the solos competition where we're going to be giving away the remainder of our $500,000 prize pool. So make sure you join us at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll see you then.
On in, DMO and Tfue trying to break through these walls. Sam's still on the high ground. Sam now weak, and there he goes. DMO and Tfue, 11 eliminations and the victory royale.
Pushing and getting that clean pump shot on him. I think we're just about to see this, and boom. There it is. Oh my gosh, congratulations to Bizzle, the teammate of Demo.
That's all I'm saying. But it's time to get into game number 1. Monster, I'm excited, man. I know we had to do all the coverage at the beginning of the day, but I just want to jump into the action, brother.
Now that that's out the way, guys, we're going into game 1 of the solo competition here at the Secret Skirmish. The battle bus is launched, guys. Match 1, Golden Boy.
Oh, boy. I'm excited. And I also got to cover this crack on the floor that's a little horrifying.
Look at that llama.
Yeah. Hey, maybe someone can go for that. Oh boy, you know, you and I, we have a very dark history of commentating events and things happening to us. I'm hoping
it's upon us. It has happened. The field has evolved just ever
stay
so
like
slightly.
That. Crack on the floor, please. Oh boy. Okay, so looking at this bus path here, right? It's going from northeast down to southwest, right over Wailing Woods. That is an area that I certainly want to put eyes on because we know some players are going to be dropping in the forest trees.
Yeah. We talk about Cease, we talk about 72. They have more players in the area. They're not just going to be a 2-man. It's 4 players here. Take a look at the block. How's the block getting this much action? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the vicinity. We talked about the crack in the ground. There's a player by that llama. He looks like he's eyeing it over in that direction. And for everyone tuning in right now, this is solos, guys. Tilted Towers, equally contested at this moment.
I do got to mention our first blood already came out. Nick Merckx got an elimination on Sheep early on. Once again, make sure that you're checking it out on the Fortnite action feed. You can go to twitch.tv/Fortnite action feed to see who is dropping down first. And seems like also Nick Merckx is going to be out of action as well as we make our way to Tilted. So out of the break right away. And Aiden, always a person that you want to highlight because of the way that he plays. Game 1, Tilted Towers, I thought he was going to drop somewhere else.
I was going to say, he told us he was staying away. I think he's trying to fake out the competition to throw some people off guard, and I don't blame him. That's a good game plan here. All the players can hear him, right? He's not going to be there. Maybe they gain confidence.
Yeah, but there is I don't know, there is value in my mind dropping, you know, elsewhere other than Tilted.
Here's what I will say. When was the last time you seen this many players in Tilted Towers? The one time Aiden says, you know, I got a new place I'm going to land. Boom. Everyone lands there. I say it is no coincidence. They probably thought they were going to get a free pass from Aiden.
Wow. I have to say that is quite impressive. Aiden is going to be taking some fire, though, and he's going to have to get that high ground. It's going to be Deuces right below him. As we go into Aiden's perspective, he's going to have that Rift to go, compact SMG, as well as the heavy AR. Redeploy. Stink Bomb is actually going to force him to have to go back now. And remember, folks, if you're watching for the first time, it's now in the game in the regular settings, but we're playing with the Siphon setting. So whenever you get the elimination, you have 50 HP that is going back into your person. So that is very good for some engagement, for some aggression. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it online, how they feel. And it certainly has created some great moments. But Deuce is now also dealing with Slobbings, another Tilted regular. You can always rely on him to go to Tilted.
Yeah, Slobbins has really shown up lately. He's gone toe-to-toe with all these players here. I love what Aiden did there is talk about the disengage, trying to constantly favor his right camera angle, backing up, ready to lure players into a heavy shot. So Aiden does kind of squeak away here into the main building. It's just a standoff. Talk about the shots being fired. Slobbings came right away. That's what happens when there's this many players in a small, congested area like Tilted Towers. Yeah,
Deuces is going to back away, recognizing that it's not worth to try and chase that fight. Aiden also went into the same building where Deuces is. And I'm enjoying this competition because I know that there are a lot of great players out there that have been grinding out the pop-up cups. They've been going after just all of the opportunities that present themselves, like Winter Royale, that was completely open for everyone. And it's nice to see players that are not like your usual names. Yeah, you have your usual suspects here, right? Like your T-Food, 72 Hours, Bizzle, so on and so forth. But it's nice to see players that are really just, this is like their breakout moment. And if they're able to capitalize on it, be the one that picks up that victory royale, like that really just, that's a huge confidence booster, I think, for the entirety of the pro Fortnite community that is always out there grinding scrims, grinding those pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, even yesterday when players found out who their duo counterpart was, you saw the excitement in some of these guys' faces, right? And just energy, demeanor. When they felt or found out they were being paired with some of the people they look up to in this community, it's got to feel good to come out and try and prove yourself with that player as well.
Yeah, but now there's no more looking up to them. Now it's about putting up or shut up, right? And here's a little replay here of Blind, who went up against Jae Young. Nicely done there. Follows up, gets the elimination onto Jae Young, and sends him packing. You saw that Stormwing there as well. And then ends up having to, I think he may have thought like, hey, I just need to loot up. I need to get what I need to get here. You always want to play cautious in these solo competitions because you never know. Third party can come out of nowhere if the fight drags on for too long.
Yeah, I want to talk about Blind here. One of the players that, you know, just recently has been having a struggle in these competitions, but to see him kind of holding his own here is really great. But we got a standoff of Persecute and Povzy.
Povzy. He's waiting. Persecute is going to be turtled inside of there. You hear the changes, the edits, and just trying to get the angles. And you know, Povzy's making a lot of noise here, and I like this. He's going after the wall. There's no reason for that player to waste the materials. He doesn't have any more materials to boot. Povzy's going to back away, goes for the shot. Oh, but Persecute's going to be able to get out of there. Povzy needs to be careful. And there you hear the Stormwing firing, and I don't think he's going to see him from around the corner, and Povzy is going to eat that one. Well played there by Persecute. The Stormwing created a little bit of that audio, you know, nullification, and he just could not hear it. Potentially, anything could have happened in that particular scenario there. Povzy out of this. Now we're going to have Aiden once again meeting up Deuces here in Tilted Towers. They engaged initially. Deuces did have the high ground, and then Aiden decided to back away into the big building. Aiden now is going to be in this battle once again. Can't seem to get away from Deuces, who's been hot on his tail this entire time. And Aiden now is looking around, seeing where this player is going to be. And Deuces disengages all the way back, not opting to go for the fight quite yet.
It's a cat and mouse game between these two. Both of them, again, a really skilled player is always going to fight when they're most confident, and that's why you see these disengages and these engages. They want to set it up so it's picture-perfect clear when you take on these players. If you have a slight doubt, slight hesitation, you get out of there. And there it is. Aiden's looking to just dip out, get to the zone now. The zone is all the way on the east here. Naga raining fire down on Germ.
Naga's going to have that high ground and a grenade launcher to boot. They will be trapped outside of the storm, though, so the fight's going to be taking place here. And this is good. So Naga uses that launch pad, just gets out of there, but he gets tagged and is now at 49-13. Oh, boy, this is not looking good for Naga. He needs to just continue to dip and dive out of this one as best he possibly can and stabilize for the time being. Still not going to be safe. Bear that in mind, and he doesn't have to heal, so he needs to get the elimination, or he just has to book it and get out of there. He does not have a lot of time to work with.
He knows he has to take this fight or go for the apples. It's like a decision that's going to alter the rest of this game here. Is he going to go for it? Oh, Campfire comes out. This is where he stands here.
That was his last opportunity, but he gets forced away from it because of the stink bomb, and that is so rough for Naga, and just getting tagged up. He would have been fine otherwise, but because he got tagged flying away, that put him in a really precarious position. That is unfortunate. But now we got Devious and Ronaldo here. Boy, this is just, the engagements have been very intense in match one, Monster.
Yes, they have. Every battle matters. And just like that, anything can happen here. Ronaldo looking to land a shot on Devious. He does have the advantageous position here. Just kind of hovering up over. He's going to take the pop shot. He lands one right there. Bye-bye. 48 shield from Devious.
And look at the bottom of the map there, right? There's a player right behind Ronaldo.
There's always players nearby. There are 81 players alive in his first solo match here.
Devious is going to continue to back away. He's throwing that wall down to just give himself some more, give himself some defense, right? He's creating that quote-unquote shielding for him, if you will, disengaging.
It's actually Kiwi who's nearby. You heard the shots. He kind of backed off here. Doesn't want any piece of this. These long circle rotations will force players to just play a little bit more passively. Kiwi going for the boost off on the ATK there. Bye-bye, he is gone.
Oh, and Ronaldo's going to eat a shot from the left side as he was going for the shots there on Kiwi Face, who was trying to just run away and use that boost that you had mentioned, Monster.
Yeah, Devious, you know, every shot matters. He's trying to just chip his opponent down. You know, it's still one of those things, though. He's got plenty of minis. Ronaldo's yesterday's champion, so his game sense is, it's up there, say the least. I wonder if he's going to look for the rotation of push here. Yeah, he's just trying to break line of sight. There it is. He's back to the Stormwing. He's probably going to get hit once here.
Well, I think there was actually some activity that was going on over there in where Devious was. Yeah, it looked like a player was trying to third-party that fight. Devious ended up getting tagged up, so he got distracted for the time being. So he's going to fly away from that.
Might have been a little saving grace there. Look at this. This rotation is insane, guys. So the map or the circle, the Storm is pushing way southeast here.
Yeah, it's going to that Lonely Lodge area. There's Devious. Oh, boy. 78 players. We're just in the second phase here, and it's about to close in some more. These players are going to have to start to push on further. There are a few bodies that are going to be lingering by Salty, by Dusty, Tomato Temple. Just a lot, and also that Storm Surge warning. We'll cover that in a second. For now, though, we did have some more Tilted Towers activity. Or actually, I stand corrected because it was Slobbings. I just assumed it was a Tilted, but it's actually going to be Slobbings here in the low ground against Grenades. Wow, just beamed him there with that blue pump. Goodbye. Now Aiden is going to be in a battle against Slobbings, and Slobbings is so low. This is a battle between two Tilted Legends, and that is going to be the elimination, and Aiden will win that one out. He's just got to get through quickly enough. He's getting also shot, third-partied as well, Monster.
You gonna go for it? Oh! Roat lands the long shot there, 139 meters away. That's gonna be Roat's 4th elimination. If I'm not mistaken, that is
number 4.
Huge.
Boy, this has been intense. I love it. I love it. You could feel the tension in the room. Whereas like yesterday, I think a lot of players were really like, you know, there was a lot of the randomization kind of created a little bit of that fun atmosphere. There was still some money on the line, but this is $400,000, $60,000 for that first place prize. Game number 1, you really want to set that tone early on here.
Yeah, Golden, the stakes are so much higher this time around. Here's Lyrison looking for the rotation here. He does not want anything to do. I like what he's doing here. He's minimizing, you know, usage of materials. He's kind of going with a risky, free rotation through the center here. Sidekick so close by, but you know, he just doesn't quite glance in his direction. He's trying to get that center map for free right here. This is huge.
There are going to be 2 players inside of the lodge. And Lyrison hears this. Got the FPS. Another one right below. And he's just going to try and set up a little tower of defense here. Just keep himself going. CPK Flame will be low on HP. You see him just drifting away there. He has high shields, or full shields, I should say. So because of that, should be all right. Hopefully he gets a med kit or campfire. There's certainly a few around here that he could use to his benefit.
Oh, he's on top of Morg, actually. Morgan Ghoul here. And Lonely Lodge, 72 hours, not far behind. We have so many good players looking to compile right on top of one another.
I'm really liking this. And I just like, too, that Lyrison slowed things down, right? No need to get insane. You just want to wait to see where that next circle is going to go. You have a minute left, so you gotta create that tension there and the Siren.
Yeah, we talked about Blind earlier, kind of just making a comeback here. Blind doing good so far. Siren, 200 damage dealt.
That's right. Did manage to pick up a point as well.
3 eliminations. Must have been some early game ones.
Pretty nice for Desiren. Germ on the free rotation. He's going to go for the shots there. And
he's not going to land anything. He's just going to chill out to the next zone.
Yeah, put the fear in him there, right?
Looks like there's a big old fight happening in retail right now. You can kind of see it off in the distance. Hopping over to retail, Roat, Snood, Frosty, Trigger.
Roat's at 5 eliminations now. He's having a big game. I would like to keep more eyes on him if he continues to go like this. Because if that's the case, Roat could be going in the end game looking pretty.
He's knocking on big bonus territory here, guys. Hopping over to Roat, putting shots on Jo now, and Pate, who's right in front of him.
He's getting tagged up, going to be dropped down to 23 shields and needs to disengage from that. Because of the fact that sync bomb, it kind of creates that cloud. It creates that cloud of smoke that's going to force the players to have to just drop back. You don't want to stay inside of there. Obviously, it's sync bomb.
Yeah, fun fact, Roat actually handled Aiden and Slobbings in this game so far. These controller warriors are getting taken out. Roat. All right, now he's looking to take on Triggy. There's only about 5 controller players here. If he takes all of them out in one game, what a legend. What a legend.
Right in front of him is going to be Triggy.
This is a big battle for Roat. Triggy wants no part of it.
Jumps on out of there. That storm is coming in, so wise enough to just get out. Roat's going to use it as well. Get into that safe zone. Shots are coming in. You see that activity happening. That is very ambitious. Paytech was right above him there, and he does get control of that wall, and he's going to go for it. I like the aggression that we're seeing here out of Roat. Paytech goes in for the shot.
Ooh, it's a standoff. Who's gonna make the edit?
This is risky here, man. Roat, he's just turtling up, just waiting. He's waiting for that moment to push out so he can get more control. Get control of the walls. They're going to be around there, but he gets tagged up, and Roat's going to go down by Paytech. That is unfortunate for him, but 5 eliminations in game 1. That's huge.
He let his guard down for 1 second, and Pate took control of the ceiling, made the quick edit, and dropped him right there. And that was all really to blame. That rocket that came in threw him off for a second there. That's the first elimination for Pate here, putting him in a good situation now health-wise. He's got so much heals, extra launch pad.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far. Very intense game in game 1, and there were a lot of moments that we did not catch. Luckily for us, we got Sundown standing by over at the analyst corner. Sundown, what you got?
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. We're going to hop right on in. J-Truth, you saw him yesterday with Wipo pushing McDongle, but McDongle's going to make him pay despite being down HP. Close quarter combat, great 95 shots, stays with it, making sure it's tracking on top of it. Next, we're going to jump on over to Persecute with a cheeky little bloom play here. Look how he goes up from the low ground, comes right around it, makes sure he uses the Stormwing for cover, and pushes right in. 95 damage. Pobsy had no chance there. We're going to jump on over now to Aiden. Now, I want to stress here his patience. He could have taken the shot a number of times, but he wants to make sure he hit it. Waits, knows that player is looking for a shot, and there it is. The second the player paused, Aiden was there to capitalize. Veteran move from him. Now, speaking of veteran move, check Sean's awareness. Base Soldier is sitting on the 50 field, but Sean is going to use the Stinks. And Base Soldier, that one smells. You might want to get away from it. Stinks bypass shield. Great Elim heads-up play. Golden Boy, you were talking about it. He was on 5 Elims. Let's see how he got those 2 pets. Roat from the winner royales, someone we haven't seen before. Look at that shot, so precise on Slobbings, and he's not done yet. The tracking again. We saw Aiden earlier. He's going to get a piece of his own action. Roat picking it up there for the 4th Elim. He was able to get 5, 2 points early for him. That's solid for game 1, Golden Boy.
Yeah, indeed it is, man. Thank you so much, Sundown, for that. Also, just an update on where we are standings-wise. You got Roat, who has 2 points, those 5 eliminations. He's out of the game, but the only players that have points right now is the Siren and Aspect. They have 3 eliminations each. We have a lot of players, though, that are on the cusp of being able to pick up a few Elims, and I'm going to make sure I keep track of this as it builds on. There have been some great moments this game thus far, and Roat has to be happy with that performance in game number 1. But look at the congestion here of this Storm monster. So many players, 49, all fitting into this tight spot.
We haven't seen this many players alive in a while. That's what happens when you get the solo competition. It's only you and your decision making. You are going to be super passive. I can't tell you or can't stress how many Q&As we had with these players and said, what's your game plan? Play for endgame. So many of these guys want to make it to the endgame for that victory royale.
And when you think about this first moving circle and how the players, you're hoping that you're at the edge and that 50% of that circle is on your side. Fortunately for them, for guys like Aspect, for example, that are going to be all the way on the outside, they need to make that rotation, but a player's going to go right for the attack, and it's Fulmer. And Aspect's going to regroup here for the time being. Aspect does have a point.
I love the catches Sean trying to use the cone trick, sitting in the cone to catch Bizzle off guard, but now Sean's gonna get punished for that. And it's time to get on out of here, start making your way to this next zone. Love what he does here. He puts down pressure and then rotates. So there's no way Sean's gonna counterfire. Bizzle's obviously, distracted at this moment. This is game sense from Aspect here. He's going to make this zone rotation. I believe in it.
Bizzle was one of the players that we said were the favorites, someone to look out for in game number 1, and heck, maybe in the entirety of the solos competition. Aspect, though, getting tagged up on the left side, 54 shields left for him. Needs to just wait it out a second here, catch any of the potential stragglers, has a little bit of time to work with. Paytech, we saw a little while ago, picked up an elimination of his own. And Aspect, oh man, look at that. He's just going to use that launch pad, and that's going to allow him to just go right back into the safe zone. But he's got to pick a good spot here. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, Aspect was almost victim of the early rotation, where you kind of waste your materials, but his patience kind of plays off there, holding ground, catches that launch pad to get to the next zone, and the congestion is real now. There are over 30 players alive left in this first move in zone, and it's only going to start dropping now as the shots start raining in on players that are looking to make position here. Armand gets hit.
Yeah, and Armand, he's just gonna have to back away from that one. Eats a shot there from that purple pump. Oh boy, when you...
Dude, Aspect is on a hunt here.
Yeah, I mean, when you see how Aspect's playing, he's on the prowl. Man is on a mission.
That's another big heavy sniper shot there. The heavy sniper can break any wall in this game, and if you catch a player off guard with it, you're gonna punish him. He almost took control of that wall there. Look, he's on the rotate again.
Trying to get
on it here.
Trying to go after number 4. It's Ghoul. Using that campfire, trying to regain health. And that campfire is also going to inform Aspect that he should be low. He's going to try and like put the pressure on him, but ends up getting that counter pressure. So now Aspect just has to get away from there. He does have a med kit, but he doesn't have any minis. He has nothing to give him the shields, and he's at 19 HP. Just needs to slow it down here, heal up, and wait this one out. But look at the carnage as it continues to ensue here. 29 players left as we go into our next circle that's going to be northern of where they are currently. Over to Vinny. This was our underdog. He's got 2 eliminations.
Shot for Triggy right there. He lands his first elim. Vinny's on the pressure here, Golden.
Oh, and Vinny, he's 8 those shots. He's at 21 HP, but he does have minis.
There's no mats.
He has no mats to work with. He needs to get something. He needs an elimination here and then go and collect the resources from the player that drops. But all these players are nowhere around him. Vinny is in a real tough spot here.
He absolutely has to connect.
Finds
That's
one in
a
front
big
of him.
one.
That's a huge one on the Frosty. That gives him a point, but Zextro's there on the cleanup.
Aspect somehow finds 2 more with a no health rotation. One of the gutsiest rotations we've seen. He's prioritized positioning. Clearly the positioning paid off. Here he's sitting at 5 big eliminations. 20 players remain. No one's gotten a point for placement yet.
34 seconds until the storm starts moving again. Aspect has been a beast this game.
He is contesting the high ground.
Also, just want to give you an update as far as players concerned and where they are with eliminations. Armand has 5 eliminations. Tyler's picked up 3. Saf has 2, but Tyler is going to be out of the action. And here's
Aspect
Armand.
is moving so fluid right here. Armand on 5 eliminations. Any one of these guys can trigger a big bonus.
Good waterfall there. He's just going to disengage. Does have to eat some damage.
No heals, though.
He's hoping that someone gets a little overzealous and pushes him here. And then he can get that buyback on the HP. We're now down to 11 players.
1 more elimination for Aspect, and he's going to be able to trigger big bonus. He does have the lead on his zone here.
72 hours with the ultimate high ground up above.
And he can recycle as well.
Oh, Legendian, he was eating shots there as well. Legendian backs away, so Armand, Aspect on the screen to your right, but you see the overhead action as it continues to unfold. Legendian's going to be out. Sofa's going to be out too. Armand picks up the elimination. That's going to be number 6 for Armand.
There it is, our 2 players that need that big bonus on the next elim here.
Aspect is so intense because they're just scouting around, they're looking, they're waiting. And the fact that Armand still managed to stay in this one despite having no shields, that is massive. That is massive from 72 hours. Also, I need to highlight this, still continuing to roam that high ground. Aspect low on HP. Saf's going to be out. Aspect's going to be out of here. Now we're just down to the top 4. You got 72 hours. You got Armand. Can Armand be the player to come out on top? Player in front of him. He's going to be able to nail Ghoul with the shots there with that heavy AR. And it's going to be a 1v1 now.
And he landed his shot. He's looking to take him off this high ground here.
Oh!
And he doesn't. It's 72 hours who falls down and connects with the big shot. Only 2 eliminations for 72, but it's a huge victory because that was worth 3 big points. 72 hours was one of our X factors coming into this. He is a consistent player. For him to get it on first game.
Huge, huge game there for 72 hours. Armand was on the low ground. Here are the final moments. 72 hours. He waterfalled down, he just waited, he played the ultimate high ground, knowing that Armand did not have much to work with there, dropped down and connected with the shotty, and that is gonna do it, and that was a green pump as well. Drops on down like a graceful gazelle. Look at him.
An end game for 72. He's gotta feel so elated. With
Boom.
the biggest prize pool on the line. Way to come out for 72.
And Armand, let's not forget, made the best of a bad situation.
Oh, yes, he did.
He did not have shields for the entirety of that endgame fight.
Thanks, guys. Yes, 72 hours. Man, you were playing so confident into that. I know there's been a lot in your head. You've been thinking about a lot of stuff. I've been reading your socials. Let's walk a little bit into that last play for us.
I had hike, and I knew I had way more mats than everyone else, so I just played it slow and then took a pump after I knew he had his AR out. So, yeah, it worked out.
it worked out. You got some points on the board. So I want to ask you, Cease called you out earlier saying he was going to take you out on a 1v1. I know. He's over here. Anything you'd like to say about that?
Who's Cease? I'm just kidding. I love Davis. Cease is the man. I'm just messing with him.
All right. Well, any shout-outs to your community out there for taking that first victory?
You know, shout out to my my freaking teammates, you know, Vivid, Poach, Chap. Shout out to Steve, and shout out to everyone at home who is hoping I continue to legit clap everybody, bro.
All right. Well, there you have it, boys.
72 hours, folks. Game 1 winner. This guy's a clown. Had a chance to talk to him a lot last night. Reflected on the early days of our competitive gaming careers. This guy's been at it for a very long time, and it's good to see him have that success. He had that ultimate high ground. He knew that he had that advantage. He played it up very well. That led to the W there. Very well done.
Yeah, it really worked out for him.
When it comes to tiebreakers, Victory Royales is going to be the first thing that's going to set you apart from your competitors. So that's a really good pickup for 72 hours. And he played it smart. He played it slow. He didn't take any risks. And even up until the end, he waited for the perfect moment to jump off from the high ground and land that shotgun shot.
Victory Royale putting him ahead of his opponents. The scoreboard here, we'll take a look in just a second. If it comes down to a tiebreaker, 72 Hours already has the leg up. As you can see there, 3 points. He's got a lead on Ghoul, but that's not who's in first. Armand with 7 total elims puts him at 5 points. Aspect right behind him at 4 points with 7 elims. 72 Hours, Ghoul, Rose, Saf, Kaizui, Tokata, Tyler, and Kevy, your top 10 on the board here. Page 2. Rolling around a number of players. Actually, the top 17 all sitting on 1 point minimum.
Absolutely.
Right there, Legendian, the last one.
This is just the first game, you know. A lot of games are yet to be played, so we'll have to see what people have for the next 5 games. Just remember that when it comes down to it, the points are good, but securing that Victory Royale is definitely going to help Tom moving forward, 72 Hours moving forward, just because of the fact that he's going to have that tiebreaker advantage against the other opponents.
Now, because he kind of has that tiebreaker advantage, Cypher, do you think going into game 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's going to change the way that he plays specifically? Is it time to push potentially more for a little more aggressive gameplay, get some eliminations? We saw it from Aspect.
Yeah.
We saw it from multiple players.
He absolutely can. The thing is, though, Tom typically likes to play very consistent game to game, and we'll have to see. I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep landing and wailing.
Speaking of seeing, Cypher, game 2. The solo section of the secret skirmish here at that undisclosed location. The bus is launched. The players are out. We got to see where everybody's going to drop today. Kind of a northeast to southwest corner spread here. Early game, game 2, Cypher at solos. What do you think the call is? Where would you drop?
I mean, I personally would drop Viking, but, you know, I might find my former teammate Nick Merckx or my rival Zexro there, so that's going to be a tough little drop. But that's my favorite go-to spot, so if I was in this game, I'd go Viking.
See there in the bottom right corner of your screen, folks, 72 Hours. Tom, as we've learned to call him over and over again. If anybody's confused, that's that is in fact his first name. Surprise.
Looks like he is changing things up.
Top of Dusty Depot. Quite a few materials here. A couple chest drops. Loot is okay, but he does have the lead in down into the divot itself.
There's 2 other players in the divot. One of them is actually right beneath him. I don't think that player that landed there really has too much loot right now. McDonald taking 2 hits, already down to 15 health.
It's funny, we're literally discussing potentially early game aggression, and here we see 72 Hours, maybe listening in or something. He's going to go for this early game push. McDonald hiding inside the crate. I don't think he has. I don't think he has a weapon. I don't think
it's too soon. Like he didn't have any time. He maybe messed up his landing.
At this point, it looks like McDonald might just be trying to slow 72 Hours down, hoping someone might third-party come in from the outside. There it is, first elimination.
He did not even have a weapon to his name right there. That is a little unfortunate. You got to work on the landing there, or you will be punished in this game.
Based on the skin, that literally was shooting fish in a barrel. I hate to make the joke, but I had to. Meanwhile, over here, Happy Hamlet, Overpeak, and Naga Ops in a tight 1v1. Pearl is just to the south. Looks like there are 5 players total. We've seen in the duos, a number of duos landed down here and split the 4 corners like you see in the minimap, but it looks like this time around we have 5 total. Means Overpeak and Naga are going to get into it here in just a second. Looks like Naga might be holding a pump shotgun through that wall. You see the silhouette there looking for a deep shot from Naga Ops before you know it.
He's gonna have to land his pump shot really well right here. He is getting a little bit of health off, so both opponents kind of lower health. Whoever lands the perfect shot is going to get it. Overpeak does not have a shotgun in this fight. And that is a big disadvantage. As you can see right there, even though he landed the shots with the SMG, it's just not enough burst damage to end the fight quick enough. Naga Ops did have that pump, and it played out in his favor.
That very accurate flick shot there. Naga Ops securing that quarter of Happy Hamlet as his own. We have a real quick replay we'd like to cut to of Aiden, one of the stars of the show. Yesterday we referenced him a number of times, his duo teammate Butter, but on the solo side of things, let's take a look to see how he's doing here. Unsurprisingly landed at Tilted Towers, the drop in, and he's getting very aggressive. That pump, wow, pays off big, a 130 crit shot as he secures an elimination in the bottom of, I believe that is the pawn shop down there, south side of Tilted.
Now, we saw Pearl landing in Happy Hamlet quite a bit yesterday in the duo competition, and he's not changing it up this time. Clarity G, also somebody who was landing in Happy Hamlet. It seems like some of these players carry over their duo strats into the solo games, and that's good to see the consistency there.
The only problem, would you have any fear if you were in competitive Fortnite player like that, like you said, duo strats carrying over to solos? Does that become an issue? Or do you think these players have played together so much, do they already all know each other's strats?
Well, to be honest with you, every game is just different enough to where even knowing where somebody lands isn't going to give you too much of an advantage against them. You still have to face off against them. And sometimes you're going into somebody else's territory for the very first time. They're very comfortable with the looting. They know where people are. They know where the ammo crates. Oh, my God.
Almost getting caught off guard there. Clarity goes down to Pearl, just barely missing the Elin. It was close.
That was close. It just came down to a few shots, one edit play, but both players were playing very aggressive, but Pearl just had the better shot in that situation.
Here we have Jae Young and Landjock literally stuck in the same one-by-one. Oh no! Ownership of the ramp. Jae Young opting to rotate to the outside, but gets caught off guard. Landjock secures that elimination, that gray tac shotgun. Look at the build damage, 1,569 versus the 95 shotgun damage alone to a player. That's all it takes sometimes, that one shot.
Landjock was probably putting a lot of pressure on Jae Young prior to us tuning in here, which is why they ended up being in the same one-by-one together.
Does not surprise me. Meanwhile, back in Tilted Towers, Aiden deuces the basketball court, a 1v1 situation. Ifa may not push in. You saw him in the background screen there, but we're worried more about these two. Those dual pistols coming in big for Aiden as
Deuces decides to just rift away. See, last game, Deuces was the one hunting down Aiden the entire time, and now Aiden is on the chase for Deuces. I wonder if Aiden's going to use this opportunity to reposition, maybe go somewhere else, and continue farming up. He did say he wants to play for the late game. Aiden is a really, really excellent slayer, but he has yet to have a lot of success in the late game situation, so I'm hoping we can see some of that from him today.
See the bottom right corner of your screen. One of the boys from FaZe, Nate Hill and Legidian. Little one-by-one or 1v1 still down here. Happy Hamlet looks like Legidian trying to rotate away. They may have been in a scuffle just before this. The build count very low for Nate, but he is going to take advantage. That is a new feature in 7.4 Cypher. Very important to note. Those campfires you see sitting around on the ground, if they're not burnt out, if you don't see the smoke, you can pop down right onto them, hold down the interact button, and boom, you get a free campfire, which in cases like this, Nate is going to benefit huge. Big value from that campfire.
They've been extremely convenient ever since they've been added to the game. If you know where they are, you can always go check on them. Like you said, one-time use, but it's going to give you about 50 health back. And sometimes that's really what you need to get back into the action.
50 HP could be the difference between a one pump and two. You see on the left side of your screen there, Legidian and Nate Hill. You have Armand, one of the stars of the previous match, flying around. He's in that storm wing. You see at the very bottom of the map, just barely his name cut off there, Floxy, hanging out at Frosty Flights. I think the FaZe guys in their scrimmage games, in fact, a lot of these players, Frosty Flights is seen as one of the best drops. I referenced it yesterday, and I'd like to do the same today. Storm wings, loot, like tons of chests. You have countless metal material there, which is massive for late game, for building up and boxing up and turtling. You know, that slow strategic play. But Frosty Flights is the only focus. Saf, the winner, one of the winners from our duos yesterday.
Definitely had probably the best moment of the tournament yesterday.
Absolutely insane.
Over here in Shifty Shafts with the likes of Blind and Snood. These are some really dangerous players here. To be very aggressive. So I want to see how this this plays out if Blind decides to make an aggressive move. But it looks like he wants them to rotate And he's trying to just sneak around, using the environment without building, without giving away his location. He only has 30 builds to his name, so it's probably why he's playing it a little bit slower. He also does not have extra shield on him, so we'll have to see what his plan is. It's more like a passive approach here. He's probably going to drop down and start farming up, maybe looting, maybe trying to find some extra loot that was left behind. Snoot does hear him, so he's got to be careful.
Meanwhile, Saf, Takata may end up running into each other. This pair of buildings at Shifty Shafts. Pretty common loot drop. So if he takes some shots from the trees,
Here we go.
Maybe just pushing for it. Doesn't want to give away the fact that he's following Takata. He's sneaking up.
Takata hears him, though, and turns around and takes some shots. He's got to be careful. You see, sometimes playing safe is the move, but in this situation, it did not go in his favor. Although Takata is going to constantly be moving in, Saf is going to use his builds to rotate through. Saf is a very, very smart player. You notice that usually he'll opt out of taking the fight until it's absolutely necessary, which is why we saw him in yesterday's tournament. Even though he only had 2 elims in the late game, he ended up finishing with 7. He likes to get those elims at the very end.
It surprises me, to be quite honest with you, that he did not take shots.
Yeah, I mean,
basically at all. He aimed once just to see if he had an opportunity, but Takata blocked him off the wall. Like you said, avoiding a fight is one thing. I think at least trying to deal a little bit of damage, apply pressure is something else entirely. And Saf didn't even do that. It was literally like a puppy dog following along, just trying to stay on his toes.
Yeah, I mean, I think 8 or 9 out of 10 of the players in this lobby would have shot, but Saf didn't. Maybe he knows something they don't.
Potentially, we'll have to see here. Deuce is still in Tilted Towers. He's going to have to rotate out. You have a number of players in the minimap that are still in there as well. You see Aegis in front, bottom of that building, 3-story over there. Another player on the far south side going out that little canyon from the pawn shop. And he is at the south side of the map, the minimap. They're actually going to run into each other here in a second. We'll have to see if one of those little arrows disappears. You can hear the shots between the two of them. The soccer field already thick with opponents. Deuce is going across, 1 elimination. Meanwhile, Dopeye. Here actually is that 1v1 that was happening. Shout out production for the cut to that. Thank you. Nistic and Dopeye stuck in a very barely held up structure. I think there might be one ramp. The brick, the bottom left corner of the screen is the only thing holding these two up at this point. We'll have to see if somebody knocks it down or reset on the build. Dopeye doing that little pyramid peek. And at this point, what do you do, Syph?
Well, at this point, he's got to make a move eventually. Either go down and knock down Nistic, or just start rotating and hope that Nistic does not laser him. You saw that move he just did. He reset the floor, and he's peeking through the pyramid. And that's extremely smart, because what would happen is if he opened up that pyramid and took a shot at Nistic, he could immediately crouch, and that floor will then become solidified and protect him from shots coming back from Nistic. It's a really nice high-level play that Dopeye is attempting to do. But just like I said, he's going to go ahead and try to rotate away. And hopefully Nistic does, I mean, he's hoping that Nistic does not laser him, and it's looking like he's got a safe rotation. He's got to watch his back. And, yep. Exactly.
Literally as you called, Cypher BK, clairvoyant, can see into the future. Nistic taking some shots, doing just a little bit of damage. Dopeye now pressured to move away, as Nistic, I think because of that, has an opportunity to rotate out at free will. Dopeye does not want to, he doesn't want to re-engage that. He has blind in front of him as front left, but these players opting to not really take too many shots. Another one there, though. Dopeye down to 32. Is one bandage, 49 medium rounds for that heavy AR, 13 shotgun shells. The kit is okay. 61 builds, quite a few. We'll have to see how this plays out.
He's going for it. He's going to have to full send this, and both players kind of understand that if one of them wants to make it to the end and win, both of them can't make it to the end. Only one can.
Go down in this 1v1. Dopeye maybe going to try and drop down on the outside. Doesn't know how many builds Nistic still has left. Doesn't know the fact that he's got 7 bandages either. Dopeye potentially trying to take ownership at the top, and he gets the edit off.
Wow.
And Dopeye goes down.
Wow.
Nistic with the first elim.
And he's got the launch pad to get out of here, and I think he's going to use it right now. So in that situation, both players are weak. Both players do not have shields. They're kind of low on materials. They're kind of low on healing. One of them has to go down. There's no way that fight doesn't end up with one of them going back to the lobby.
You can't avoid engagement forever, and it shows right there.
Viking Hill and Zextra, that is a duo you cannot separate. He loves to land up here. In a lot of scrims, I've encountered him up here. And fortunately for him, it looks like the circle is even now still in his favor. But he does have to move. He's got 2 launch pads. He has a rift to go. He's got a very ideal loadout for the end game. He just has to make it there in one piece.
I think that stat that was on your screen, 211 damage dealt but 0 taken, shows exactly like you said. He lands Viking Village extremely consistently. It is the standard go-to for him, and I feel like that stat shows exactly that fact. He knows his way in and out of that place, and he didn't get caught off guard at all, was able to do literally enough to secure at least one elimination, even on someone that was full health, full shield, but has 0 of those names so far. So you know he's been applying pressure. Also, look at the mobility he has. 2 launch pads, a rift to go, 6 minis. He's going to take shots on Saint from above. That suppressed AR doing just a little bit of damage. Saint's going to box up and try and turtle a little bit as he's still trying to rotate away. I think the safe zone, the priority here, Saint doesn't want to get stuck in an engagement there. Taking shots at Snood, but while this fight plays out...
Oh, man!
J-Truth stuck in a box. We're going to watch this super quick. I do not want to pull away from this just yet. Zexro applying pressure, going to try and get ownership of this pyramid. He's going for the replace so he can own that floor underneath. Stage 1 down, drops in on J-Truth and gets the elim, picks up his first. Finally paying off that pressure from the top of Viking. Now, over for mid-game highlights, Cypher, we've got our boy Bala TW. Bala, what do we got so far from this game 2?
Hey guys, we've got tons of action. Here's Takata onto Sheep, chasing him away up there, using that stink to push him, and Sheep is trying to get up on the hill. Takata uses that to his advantage, and then here he is right by Shifty where we saw Nick Merckx earlier. It's a nice shot with the pump, and then the follow-up with the dual pistols onto Nick Merckx. That's such a strong combination that you don't see used too much, but here's Clarity G backed up into a corner by Pearl with a nice shotgun there, and Clarity G too much against him. Pearl is going to take advantage here, but Armand, our leader right now, here's his first elim of the day, or of the match, onto Legedian. He gets knocked down, but doesn't panic. He just uses that tactical shotgun to great advantage against him. And then Cease. This is for a point onto Psychic here. This is an extended fight, but Psychic goes into his box, and Cease takes advantage with a quick edit there. And man, it's shaping up to be a really good game. The players are vying for position. I can't wait to see the rest of this, Lupo.
Follow the speed of these players, especially in solos, is exemplified. Cease sitting on 3 here, and we saw Cease, Cypher actually, he won one of the duo matches yesterday, secured it with his opponent. How do you think he's going to do in solos today?
Well, you know, he tweeted out earlier he misses winning, and I guess he wants to win. He had some good success yesterday. I believe in him as a player. He has the capabilities, he has the skill set. And if you noticed, he did have a pretty decent loadout. Now, he was missing shields, but Cease is the type of player who can fill those shields up with a few quick moves.
60 players left right now. Zexro, 111 builds. I think the kit kind of couldn't get any better than it is right now. He's sitting in an excellent spot.
And he knows it, too. He knows it, too. He's playing in a way where he's looking for those shots on the players who might not have the mobility that he has. As we saw earlier, he played very aggressive. He's just looking for those AR taps, and once he gets a few hits on somebody, that's when he's going to start pushing and trying to get into their box and finish them off.
You see, what? Wait, Cypher, what am I looking at? 72 hours of sitting in a box with a Stormwing and a quad?
Yeah, he's got a lot of mobility options here. He doesn't have any item mobility, but you see, like, the plane is not going to be able to break through this. I don't think, even with the boost, will it be able? I don't think so. I don't think so. He's going to have to open this up. He's going to have to, you know, build himself a little bit of a runway.
Tom built his own garage. Cypher, what is he doing down here?
This is not a surprise from Tom. I've seen him do some crazy things. I've seen him use the bush in one of the skirmishes before. He likes to think outside of the box, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Remember that bush play, too, that you referenced was before the changes for 7.4, where it does absorb that first shot.
Yep.
Looks like 72 runs win the very last second.
There we go.
Take advantage of the Stormwing, 55 left, and this Stormwing is getting absolutely lasered. He's under the damage threshold, too, Cypher.
Oh, no. That means he might have to make some aggressive plays here. Maybe he could get some tags with the Stormwing, although he does have to jump out before it gets blown up.
Honestly, I think he was just saved by the elimination of another player down to 55. You see, he's now 101 above the damage threshold.
Nice.
At least somebody went down, saving him from having to apply a little more pressure.
Now he gets to just chill in that plane. Even though it is very damaged, there's a chance that he can slip by unnoticed, and that's what he's hoping for right now.
There's a little bit of pressure in front of Cease right here. 3 elims. He's going to try and hold on here. 52 shield, 93 HP.
He's got that minigun.
Do have a replay we're going to throw to here in just a second, assuming nothing crazy happens. Hasek with 0 elims so far. Pretty aggressive hit. The headshot snipe on Germ.
Great
Germ
shot.
goes down. Whew. That's got to feel good. Those
They never get old.
Those picks, those are so important. They are so powerful because a shift in elimination count with such ease. I say ease like it's an easy shot. Yeah, right. But just a quick one shot like that can mean just even a confidence change in some of these players. And that, you know, that's got to be good.
And Cease is currently leading this lobby with the most limbs at 3 limbs. So that means most of these players have been playing a little passive. We're not seeing as many limbs compared to the previous game, but it's about to pick up here very, very shortly as we see Cease melting some of these builds with the minigun. He's got 400 light ammo to his name, so he could definitely use that quite a bit before he runs out of fuel.
Now, if you're just joining us, welcome. This is the Secret Skirmish. This is the solo day. We have 49 players left. Match 2. Some aggressive gameplay coming out here. The underdog from our duos day, I think still kind of the underdog for solos. Butter has 2 eliminations here. Wow. 14 builds and a rift to go. The snipe shot just barely misses. Not sure who's up there peeking. Don't get caught gargoyle in there. You don't want to tunnel vision for too long.
There we go. He's got some mats now. He only had 14 builds, and now he's up to 74. That was a really good pickup for him right there. He also has a rift to go and a launch pad and a campfire and a trap. He's got a good kit. He might have a chance to make a name for himself here. And, you know, the story behind this kit is amazing. Let's see what he has with this sniper rifle. He nearly hit one earlier. If he lands one right now, I'm going to go crazy.
The bottom right corner, Naga waiting for this supply drop to fall right onto his lap. Butter, by the way, was one of the players we had earlier in the week as we were doing rehearsals and everything for production. He was here every single day and actually showed up and dominated. So we had a gap. They let him play, and here he is, 2 elims deep, 34 players remaining. If he pushes for a top 10, that's a point. If he gets another elim, that's a point. Put himself on the leaderboard. It could be an absolutely massive day. That legendary heavy AR that he swapped out as he fell down earlier, picked the loot up, going for the snipe shot, landed. He doesn't, but it's close. That gingerbread rotate to the left. He just barely missed the legs on that one.
He's in a really good spot here. He's got the high ground. The circle is on his backside. So, wow, let's go!
Absolutely lasers floss into the ground as he blows the wall out with a heavy snipe. 3 AR shots is all it takes, and Butter picks up his 30.
Here's the rift,
1 point.
And he's going to recycle the rift to go right here. That was a really great play, really good awareness, and he's going to get this free rotate without even having to use his own rift. He'll probably drop down, box himself up, and then use his own rift on the 7th circle push.
The next rotation is going to be huge. Getting that recycle is massive. He has so much mobility. He is in one of the best positions of anybody we've seen so far. A drop in early, and he's trying to establish his own little building here. He's going to start laying some platforms down. A drop in, maybe an accident. We'll see if it actually catches him off guard. Goes for the shotgun push, gets it. 51 in the 48. No shield left on that target.
He's playing aggressive. He does not have good spray weapons here. He's only using the heavy AR, which isn't too good with that. He doesn't get hit. He has the campfire. He's going to throw it down. The storm is on his back. He's looking for the shot. Lands a clean pump. His opponent builds over the top. The rift to go.
Saves himself. 21 players left. I expect
momentarily
multiple people to utilize that. Only 48 HP, 34 builds.
18 people left in this tiny little circle on the edge of the map. Triggy with 1 health up in the air.
See there, Bowman eliminated on the land. Butter inside these tunnels. Not all these walls are his. You can see when they turn red, they are not his. He can't make edits changes to him. He gets lasered by Zexro on the rotation in, caught off guard. 3 elims though is still 1 point, which will get him on the leaderboard. Punisher here, on 2 eliminations. 13 left. Cypher, we're coming down to the last moments here of this match 2, the Secret Skirmish solo competition. Punisher caught outside in the storm. He's going to have to rotate in and push through these surfaces. Looks for any third party he can get and takes a couple shots, gets the damage, but does not get that elim. A shotgun shot. He's down to 1, and Vivid catches him off guard.
Vivid's in a really good spot here, although he is low on materials. He's going aggressive. That is his 5th elim, securing his 2nd point right there.
7 players remaining. 5 elims for Vivid. 2 points. The drop down into the launch pad. Flies right in on his opponent.
Oh, he's thirsty!
Shot. Gets another and gets taken down by Pate. You see in the bottom right, Zexro goes down to Tifu. 5 players left. the shotgun shot, and they're trying to box in as fast as they can. Pearl, 3 eliminations, 1 point, and he's going for the high ground, trying to assert a top-down dominant position. The branch, he's going to take every chance he can, Cypher, to get any shield. 4 players left. You have Pate, Kaizui, Psalm, all on the low ground. Everybody vying for the same spot as Pearl starts to waterfall in. Hunger for eliminations in those last few points here. Every single elim counts, and Pearl catches Psalm off guard in a 1-by-1. Gets the 4th elimination. Kaizui goes down to Pate, and it's a 1v1.
Pearl's at the high ground.
The top down, a gold pump shotgun. Pate underneath a single brick layer. 5 builds left, and he's going to pop the last mini. Goes for the laser, that purple AR. Every second counts here. Pearl popping another mini. He's going to push himself back up to 50 shield. 64 HP versus Pate with only 71. And the final build from Pate. He's got 1 left. Pearl, the absolute advantage here. Materials, HP, and shield as the storm pushes in. Cypher, it's going to come down to literally the last second. Is Pearl going to push, get the 5th elimination, another point, and the victory royale? Is going to wait up top. He can drop down on the outside right now and hit the shotgun shot and get Pate. And there it is!
Let's go!
5 eliminations, 2 points in the victory royale.
Great patience right there from Pearl. He knew he had the advantage. He had the high ground. He had the mats. He did not need to take a risk until the final moment. And eventually a mistake was made, and he capitalized.
We are a third of the way through the matches today, and we've got a little standings update for everybody at home to see exactly where things all stack up. I know in the green room right there, we've been yelling.
Oh, we were
solos,
squealing.
Right?
Yeah, what an incredible last game. And just, there you go, seeing it pay off for Pearl, up 32 places.
Yeah, that's just a little bit. As we talk about, it doesn't matter where you really are. In these standings, one major performance can shift you all the way to the top. And right there, Pearl jumps 32 spots. Another look there, you see Pate jump 30. We've got Vivid, 72 hours, both on this top page as well. Saf, one of our duo winners from yesterday. Here's Zexro, top 10 now, member of TSM. This is just, again, a third of the way through the day. So if you don't see your favorite player in here, don't panic. There's still a lot of Fortnite action to come. Hysteria, getting that 1 point puts him in the top 20 spots as well. Tweet out the stream. This is the final day of the Secret Skirmish. $400,000 on the line today. And solos, which for me are just that much more intense. There's no one that can clutch up for you. You can't make any excuses. It's you and only you that you can rely on to try to clutch up the victory.
Oh, and when you hit those snipes, they're down forever. They're not just knocked out, which I think is super satisfying for these guys. And we're off, getting a good look of this llama hanging out on Polar Peak.
Right near Polar Peak, as you see the battle bus floating on in Game 3 of 6 today. Reminder, after this game, we will go to a very brief intermission, let everyone just kind of refuel, and then hop back in for the final 3 matches. There's a look at how everything's fanning on out. You got, well, a llama basically on each corner of the map. One near Junk Junction, one in Wailing Woods, one just south of Polar Peak. Kitty, for you, the other casters have the opportunity to mention it. Where are you landing? Because we've competed in some of the skirmishes. We battled it out. Where will you be landing right here if you were in their shoes?
Definitely not in Tilted, where we see one of the biggest groupings of players yet. You know, I am known for loving Kitty Island. It's this little island just southwest of Salty Springs. Someone is there taking advantage of that. And we do actually see Tfue in the bottom right of the screen with that brand new skin on. Maybe Code Courage.
I mean, maybe. Listen, I didn't say that.
Don't get mad.
Don't get mad. Thank you. But no, Tfue, obviously a fan favorite coming into this one. His most popular landing spot down at Frosty Flights. And oh no, Vivid. I just got a word in my ear. Next we're going to see how Vivid's doing. And that's how he was doing. Marksman, the shotgun shot there. You see, with the plus 50 HP he earned, was down to just 25 health in that fight before he hit that final shot.
Yeah, we saw Vivid absolutely destroying in the last game, taking out his teammate Poach in the end game, which is unfortunate, but we're hitting...